Hi, my name is Martin, and today I'll be discussing my cultural background, my views on how culture can impact physical therapy, and steps to cultural competency. So to begin, my cultural background is Slovakian. My parents immigrated from Slovakia in the 90s, right after the fall of the Czechoslovakia, when communism in Eastern Europe fell apart. They were an Eastern Bloc country just located south of Poland and east of the Ukraine. It's a small country of just 5 million people. We're a very traditional, religious, hardworking set of people. We really value family, and we love nature. We're holistic, very holistic nation. I remember countless times where my grandma was giving me some tea or some herbal medicine. We are very giving and generous people. It's funny when you go to, Slovakia is not the most rich of nations, but whenever you go to someone's house, whether you're in the villages or somewhere in the city, people will give you the 9 yards. They'll give everything to you. They'll put everything on the table. Again, we're big on faith, so religion is a big part of our culture, and it's definitely has shaped and impacted my worldview. Growing up as a first-gen American, I've been able to witness so many different cultures just growing up, which was cool because I was able to view it through the lens of a Slovakian kid. Now, the way I think my culture and culture in general can impact physical therapy is grand. I think my culture very much lends itself to a caregiving culture. Again, we're very holistic in nature, and I think physical therapy is in some ways a holistic field of medicine. We can be a little bit reserved in nature, Slovakians, which again sort of lends itself because there's a little bit of a barrier between a patient and a physician or a clinician, and I think that reserved nature lends itself to some level of professionalism when working with a patient. Again, we're very family centric, so we really care about community and keeping the health of the community well. We're big lovers of nature, so we want people to be able to walk and run and get outside, and so I think having that commitment to my patient can lend itself to making sure that they get better. Also me growing up and learning Slovakian, knowing Slovakian helps break down communication barriers that patients might be experiencing. Slovakian is a Slavic language, and therefore I'm able to communicate with different people from different backgrounds, from different Slavic countries like Poland and Czech Republic. I've had patients in the past where they've come in and they've been Polish speaking patients, and they had difficulty speaking in English, and through my experience of being able to speak with Polish speaking people just outside of work, I was comfortable with speaking to this patient in Slovakian, and I have a little bit of broken Polish that I've picked up over the years just by speaking to Polish speakers, and I was able to communicate with her and make her feel more comfortable during her sessions. Now, some steps that I can take towards some cultural competency and learning about other cultures is, again, being open to different cultures, creating an environment where people feel safe and comfortable to express their culture, being aware of certain cultural beliefs, and certain maybe barriers that are created. I know in some cultures, male to female interactions can be viewed differently, and respecting those cultural norms is something that I can try to do, and always reflecting on myself, making sure that I am aware of some of my implicit biases, and also asking the patient to see how I'm doing and to get some feedback from them. So, you know, in many ways, I can take many steps to teach people about my culture, but also learn about their culture. And I think through that exchange of information, I can become very culturally competent. So that's my video about me and my personal background, my views on how culture can, my culture specifically can impact physical therapy, and some of the steps that I can take towards cultural competency.